Whole numbers can be separated into two categories: prime numbers and composite numbers. The difference between prime and composite numbers has to do with the number of factors. Remember that a number's factors are whole numbers that can divide evenly into that number. Let's take a look at the factors of 8, 12, and 20, just to remind ourselves about what the factors of a number are. So looking at 8, I see here that the factors are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Remember, they're whole numbers that can divide evenly into 8. So 8 divided by 8 equals 1. It divides evenly. 8 divided by 4 equals 2. It divides evenly. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Divides evenly with no remainder, all whole numbers, and 8 divided by 1 equals 8. We can also see about the factors that I can multiply two factors together to get the whole number. So I can multiply 8 times 1 to get 8, or 1 times 8, and then similarly I can multiply 2 times 4 to equal 8, or 4 times 2. In this example here with the 12, the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. There are some numbers which have exactly two factors. One factor is the number 1, and the other factor is the number itself. So let's think about the number 3. The only factors of this number are 1 and 3. There are many more numbers which have only two factors. These numbers are called prime numbers. Prime numbers, or primes, are whole numbers with exactly two factors. This means that the only numbers that divide a prime number evenly are 1 and itself. Now, the number 1 is a special number. Although it is divisible only by 1 and itself, it is not considered a prime number. Let's take a look at some examples of a few prime numbers. 11 is a prime number. 11 is only divisible evenly by 11 and 1. 23 is a prime number. It is only divisible evenly by 23 and 1. 5 is a prime number that you'll use a lot, as well as 2 and 3. They only have two factors, the number 1 and the number itself. Composite numbers are whole numbers with more than two factors. This means that in addition to 1 and itself, there exists at least one more number that will divide it evenly. So a composite number has factors of 1 and itself and at least one more factor. 6 is an example of a composite number. 6 has 4 factors: 1, 2, 3, and 6. So 6 has the factors of 1 and itself, plus it has 2 more factors, the numbers 2 and 3. You might be wondering what is special about prime numbers. A lot of advanced mathematics is based on prime numbers, and you will be seeing the use of prime numbers when we study least common multiple and greatest common factor. There are a few special prime numbers. Twin prime numbers are two prime numbers which are apart by 2. and they're called twin prime numbers. So 5 and 7 are twin prime numbers because they are apart by 2. 41 and 43 is another example of twin prime numbers being apart by 2. Co-prime numbers are any two numbers which are not prime numbers themselves, but they're co-primes when they only have 1, the number 1, as a common factor. So an example of two co-prime numbers are 14 and 15. 14 is not a prime number and 15 is not a prime number, but the pair together, 14 and 15, are what we call co-prime numbers. And what happens in two co-prime numbers is that their factors, when we list them out, we will see that they only have the number 1 in common. So 14 has factors of 1, 2, 7, and 14. 15 has factors of 1, 3, 5, and 15. So you can see that they are not primes because they have more than 1 and themselves for factors, but they are what we call co-primes because the only factors that they have in common, or the only factor that they have in common, is the number 1. 14 and 21 are not co-prime because when we see the factors of 14, 1, 2, 7, and 14, and then we look at the factors of 21, 1, 3, 7, and 21, we can see that they have 1 in common, but they also have 7 in common. And so that makes 14 and 21 an example of a pair of numbers that are not co-prime.